Vern Gosdin is one of the most underrated country singers of all time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Born in Alabama, he would begin singing in church as a young man. His mom played the piano for the church, and while he was still a young man, him and his brothers would begin singing gospel songs on the local radio station in Birmingham, Alabama. After that, he would move to Chicago, Illinois, where he would work as a disc jockey. Then later on, he would move to California to get involved in the country music scene. While in California, Vern and his brother Rex would form a duo, and they would release several songs together and have a little bit of success. But Vern would decide to retire in the early 70s and move to Georgia to open a glass company. But in 1976, Vern would decide to come out of retirement and start releasing music again. He would redo several of his old songs like Hanging On and Yesterday's Gone with Emmylou Harris, and they would have a little bit of success, and they would restart his career. Now, his comeback would take a while to catch on. He would keep on releasing music into the late 70s and in the early 80s, having a lot of top 10 and top 20 hits. But in 1983, he would finally have his first top 5 hit with You're Gonna Do Me Wrong, Do It Right. He would follow that up with Way Down Deep, another top 5 hit. And in 1984, he would finally have his first #1 hit with I Can Tell By the Way You're Dancing That You're Gonna Love Me Tonight. After that, he would release several more top 10 and top 20 hits until 1988 when he would release my favorite song that he's got and another #1 hit, Set 'Em Up Joe. Now, 1988 would be a big year for Vern. He would go on to release probably his most remembered song, Chiseled in Stone, which surprisingly was not a #1 hit. It only peaked at #6, but it would go on to win Song of the Year and probably be his most remembered song, and became one of the greatest country songs of all time. He would follow that up with several more top 10 hits, and in 1989, he would release his last #1 hit, I'm Still Crazy. Now, in 1990, he would release his last top 10 hit, Is It Raining at Your House, which would go to #10. Like I said, I think he's one of the most underrated country singers of all time, and he's got one of the greatest voices of all time. He don't get talked about as much as he should. And he's at one of my favorite songs he's got. It's actually a very underrated song he's got called A Month of Sundays. Go check it out. But let me know what you think in the comments. Over and out.